Alright, today we're going to create our first dashboard in Tableau, showing you how to leverage the Northcraft BI applications and from within Tableau and some of the additional capabilities that you have in terms of data visualization with Tableau. And we'll talk briefly about the differences in using Microsoft's tools, Performance Point Dashboard versus Tableau, some of the advantages of Tableau, and then some of the advantages of Performance Point. Okay, so first we're going to connect to our data source, which is Microsoft Analysis Services. Again, that is the underlying platform that we use for our multi-dimensional BI applications. Now with Tableau, one of the nice things it has as opposed to, let's say, an Oracle or SAP Business Objects is that you do have Windows integrated authentication, which is a seamless way to connect to analysis services. It ensures that the security model is maintained with very little administration. Okay, next we're going to connect to our multi-dimensional database here and then our cube. So we click OK. Very simple to do that. So you can be up and running in minutes. So now in Tableau here we can see that we have the measures and we have the dimensions, much like you would see in our other videos when connecting via Excel or Performance Point or Report Builder. One thing you are missing is the key performance indicators, which includes basically the value of the metric which you have, but also the goal, status, and trend. So that's one thing that's missing. Not a big deal, just something to be aware of. Now, but what's exciting about Tableau is we have some of these additional visualizations that we can use. So we're going to create a heat map. Okay, it's the first visualization that will show you that you really can't do using the tools in Excel. Okay, so we'll select total incidents. You double click on it and it defaults to a bar chart. And then we're going to look at those incidents by product categorization. So we're looking in our service desk dimension here. Then we go into our classification folder. And what you'll notice is that we'll select product categorization tier 3. Again, double click on it. What you'll notice is that this bar chart is not a very good way to show a whole lot of different categories essentially. Okay, so the heat map becomes a great option for display. So I'm going to click on the heat map, and then automatically you can see here now we have something that's much more user-friendly. And as I hover over these different product categorizations, I can see the total number of incidents. Another nice advantage here, another nice visualization you could do is critical incidents. I would recommend that. Okay, so this is our categorization heat map. Okay, and then we're going to move on to number 2, which is our geographical map. You can create geographical maps in reporting services. It's integrated to Bing Maps. I think it's there are a couple things that are easier to do here in Tableau, and a lot of people like the interface, the way it looks a little bit better. What it requires is, again, a metric for a geographical map, and you also need to choose a geographical attribute. And you'll notice how Tableau has this icon here that indicates that it's geographical. Okay, so I double click on that, and you'll notice again here this is probably not the best way to view data with a large number of categories. So I'm going to choose a map, which is a great way to view it. And now we can add our labels to the map. Okay, just going to show you how many incidents in each of these different cities. Kind of give you an idea of where the majority of the activity is occurring. You also might want to have a critical incident map here. Be another way to do that. A number of different ways to use the geographical visualizations. Okay, so we're going to label this sheet, total incidents by city. And then we're going to do our bubble map. Let's see. So let's do total incidents this time by assigned group. Another thing that's, another type of analysis that's not exactly easy to visualize when you have a large number of data here. So you can see that that's just untenable. However, in a bubble map, we'll get an idea of which groups handle the most the most data. And as you would expect, L1 service desk is always at the top of the list. Okay, so we're looking at incidents by group here. Alright, now we have the components for our dashboard. So we're going to create our dashboard here by going up to the dashboard menu, click on New Dashboard, and we can just start dragging our components onto the map. Okay, so we've got our heat map, our geographical map. There you go. I'm not going to put the bubble map on there because I don't like the way it looks when you do that, but it's as simple as dragging and dropping and then adjusting to get it just the way you like. Now, so that's our map here in Tableau. Just for comparison purposes, we thought you might like to see this, so we'll drag in our synchronicity dashboards and performance point. Different ways to look at the data. You'll notice here, so when you click on a key performance indicator in performance point, you can see the ways we're visualizing our metrics, and they're more basic. They're pie charts, there are dual bar and line charts, tables. So you do have a few basic visualizations between I think 6 and 8 roughly that Performance Point gives you. Now, one thing you really do have that's nice is again access to the key performance indicators, but more importantly the ability to drill across. Okay, so drilling down and drilling across is extremely helpful, and what that allows me to do is drill down into the incident or change request or CI and show those properties. So one thing you don't have access to in Tableau is the properties. That being said, in Tableau you can create your own tables and then kind of create your own properties box. So it does act as a drill down, but you have to create it yourself. Now, it doesn't take long to create. It's just something that you need to know that you have to do. Drilling across is interesting in that we can move around in these dimensions on the fly. Okay, so this is unique to Performance Point services. So in change management, we started off here looking at categorization, and now let's say we want to look at our changes by location. So this is drilling across into the different dimensions. So I thought we'd do a little bit of a comparison here, just so you can see, how does Northcraft look at from Tableau and then Performance Point. Of course, Performance Point is also natively integrated into SharePoint, so that's something to consider for those of you that use SharePoint internally, which is the vast majority of our customers at this point. However, more are moving towards Tableau because of some of these advanced visualizations. Well, that's it for today. We thought we'd do a my first dashboard in Tableau and then show you how